Hi warriors, it's Hannah here and welcome back to a long-awaited Q&A answering all your questions about my life, eating disorder recovery and a whole bunch more. I asked you all on Instagram and on Patreon to send you your questions and I received absolutely loads, so today I'm going to be answering those and yeah, grab yourself a snack, a drink, get comfortable and let's jump pretty much straight in. Before I jump in, there is just one thing I wanted to mention. And that is the jewellery I am, well, will be in a second, wearing for this video. I usually get a lot of questions about the jewellery that I do wear and finding more sustainable brands, etc. I didn't this week, but anyway, this week's sponsor is Ana Luisa, and as you can see, I have got a lot of their products already and they just send me some more as well. I absolutely love their products and the jewellery I wear is pretty much exclusively from their brand because 1. They're high quality and affordable. 2. They're climate neutral certified and carbon neutral from the packaging down to the actual products. And 3. The products are just super cute and elegant and sustainable. I just love them. No bad words about them. They're actually based in the US, so shipping in the US is free and super fast. But even in the UK, I don't think it takes all that long for it to arrive. And I just love supporting little businesses like this. And I love them. Looking fine. I love the packaging as well. So let's see what I got this time around. These are so cool. There's also always a little backup piece for the back in case you lose the original, which I think is genius. Anyway, if you don't like your purchase because, well, for whatever reason you don't like it, you can get your money back. No questions asked, but I don't see why you would. Because honestly, this is actually one of the few jewellery brands that I can wear. I have a lot of allergies to different jewellery and the different materials they use, but that's actually one of the main reasons I always go for Ana Luisa stuff, because their stuff is extensively tested against allergies, tarnishing, damage, breakage, etc. So I love it. It suits me, it suits my life, it suits my needs, and hopefully you'll find some cool pieces too to try out. If you are interested anyway, I will leave a link in the description and a unique discount code. Anyway, let me just do a quick shot of all of the pieces that I have and then let's get to answering some of those questions. First question, is exercise a priority for you? It really isn't. At the moment, I have got a lot of priorities and exercise isn't one of them. At the moment, I'm working on creating a new recovery program, 2-month long program, very intensive, lots of individualized attention as well, some group sessions, etc. So all of my time is going into that. Being back in the UK, I'm also meeting up with a lot of friends, socializing, trying to get some good sleep, take care of my body, all of that jazz. So exercise isn't really a priority right now. I'm excited to start prioritizing it a little bit more again. I'm excited to get out on the bike or maybe go for a few walks when the weather's nice, or maybe sign up to a new gym. But I'm not quite there yet. There's too many other things on my mind, and at the moment I'm allowing those other things to take priority, and that's okay. It ebbs and flows. Next question, do you by any chance collect anything? It seems that right now I'm collecting Ana Luisa jewellery. But in the past, I have collected all sorts of weird and wonderful things. The most exciting of which was probably my snow globe collection, wherever I went in the world, I'd pick up a snow globe, and it really got out of hand. So I've actually stopped doing that now. I'm looking to maybe sell them. But also I'm still slightly attached to them, you know, trying to live that more minimal lifestyle, but things like books and snow globes, they're the grey area for me. My stomach is hurting more and more. How to deal with it? So I always get a lot of questions about digestion, digestive distress, discomfort in recovery. As you start to eat more, your body will freak out a little bit because more bulk is coming in, more variety is coming in, and it's not quite ready for that. It doesn't really have the diverse microbiome as it should, so it just takes a bit of time for things to start moving along a little bit more, for things to be broken down properly, for your body to become a bit more efficient with that, for your metabolism to speed up, etc., etc. I was actually looking back at one of my very old videos, 3 years old, yesterday, and re-downloaded it from YouTube. Gonna make some cuts in it and repost that on YouTube next week, because I think even if I tried to explain all of that the way I did back then, I couldn't. That video goes into a lot of depth on why you may be experiencing digestive distress and how to deal with it. So subscribe, keep an eye out for that video next week, and I hope that answers all of your questions related to digestion, bloating, all of that fun stuff. How to stop the compulsion or urge to eat, 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 eat. Don't. If you consistently have that urge to eat, your body is likely telling you something. Chances are you are restricting or not listening to those urges, so those urges will stay until they're satisfied. Whether you're underweight, at a healthy weight, or overweight, I do tend to find this with my clients, and if you do have certain urges, if you do feel like you're constantly hungry or thinking about food, more often than not, it is because you're lacking energy or nutrients, and the best thing to do is to give in to that. Having said that, everyone is unique. Everyone is on a different journey. So find what works for you. My best advice here is to work with a professional. I've still got a few spaces myself, so definitely check out the link to my one-to-one coaching below. But find yourself a professional, find an action plan or approach that works for you, and take it from there. How have you been lately, especially having to leave loved ones lots of times? God, it's been difficult. I was back from Asia with Tom for a couple of weeks, then I went to Spain for a couple of weeks, then I went to Belgium to see my family there, now I'm back in the UK, planning to stay here for some time. So it's been all over the place, but on the whole, I've been loving meeting up with friends, finally seeing some of my family again, and really focusing on and prioritising that socialising aspect in my life. Obviously, it's never fun to then leave my family or leave people behind, but unless there's another COVID crisis or anything wild like that, I know that I will be seeing them again soon. So that's, exciting prospects. How do you cope with your new body? The comments and trying to find your identity. The comments, pretty easy. People don't know what they're on about, so I ignore them. You can also counter them or come back with your own little rebuttals, whatever you like. But I find that simply ignoring them is the best way to just move on in the conversation and give it less attention and less power. Essentially what you're doing by ignoring the comments and moving on is saying that it really isn't as important as it may seem initially. Other things are more important, so leave it be, move on. However, coping with your new body, you might have your own comments and internal dialogue, and that, I think, is a little trickier to deal with. Important for that is, as the actual question sort of implies, finding other parts of your identity, other things that matter more to you than what your body looks like. So if you have rediscovered your sense of humour, as I did, or if you have rediscovered a spontaneity or warmth to your personality, placing more emphasis on those things and knowing that if you were to go back to your old body, yes, you'd have that old body back, but you would lose that humour, that spontaneity, and that warmth that you have now gained. So focus on the things that recovery has given you, or is giving you. Focus on your other goals, and know that your body isn't the most important or the most special thing about you. It's not the thing that people are going to remember, and it's not the thing that on your deathbed it's going to matter quite as much as the laughs you have with friends, the games you play with family, the trips you go on, and the other memories that you make. Whenever those comments come up by anyone else or by your own internal dialogue, screw them. Move on. There's so much more to life than your appearance, your intake, or what anyone else might think of those things. I have gained a lot of weight, but my period is still missing, even if my ultrasound labs are clear. This worries me. First off, well done on gaining weight, and it's great that your ultrasound scans and your labs or whatever other tests you have done have come out well. It's a sign that your body is healing or has to some extent already healed, and that chances are you need to stress about this a little bit less or reduce stress in other ways. Maybe you need to gain a little bit more weight, or maybe it's just a waiting game from this point onward. I know that during my own period recovery journey, reducing stress was massive. Eating sufficiently was massive. But what made the biggest change was just worrying about this whole process less. Once I stopped worrying about it so much and just gave it the time and space that it needed, unexpectedly, boom, it came. So try not to stress too much. As long as your labs are fine, as long as your ultrasound is fine, as long as you continue to eat, continue to fight the eating disorder, you are doing whatever you can and whatever it takes. I have no doubt that your hormones will rebalance themselves. Keep faith in that too. Is there anything new you want to learn or try? The list of things I want to learn and try is always massive. So I want to learn all the languages, and I am probably open to trying anything. How did you reach out or reconnect with your friends once you started to recover? When were you ready? During my recovery, I actually kept up most of my contacts, and that wasn't always easy because I felt super embarrassed about people seeing me at that state, people seeing me quite emaciated, seeing me not looking or feeling my best. But equally, it did save me in a lot of ways because it kept up those social contacts and it made sure that I didn't completely isolate myself, which was definitely a trend I was seeing at the height of my eating disorder. If you are super embarrassed or if you are not able to meet people in person, definitely try to stay in contact online. FaceTime, Skype, Zoom, whatever they use nowadays. Keep up your social contacts, whichever way possible. But also, don't let the eating disorder be an excuse not to meet people. If you want to see people in person, to go for a drink, to go for a meal or a cake or whatever you want to do it. Because you deserve these things now, not in a hypothetical future when your weight is better or you feel more confident. Because you'll just keep putting things off until tomorrow or the day after, while you deserve all these good things now. You are worthy now. What are your hobbies? Do you do or like any sports? My main hobbies are reading, and more reading. I really love reading. I also love anything outdoors and pretty much anything active. At the moment, the only sport I really do, or well, not at the moment, hopefully again soon, is going to the gym. I love the gym, it just makes me feel really strong and I don't know, it's just a fun little routine. But I probably like pretty much any kind of exercise, and it's a matter of really listening to my body in order to take enough rest as well, because that's super important. I think I'm pretty good at that. Other hobbies is meeting up with friends and eating lots of cakes and having lots of coffees, decaf. Going for walks, either with those friends or with some headphones and a really good podcast. Having a bath, maybe. I don't very often because environmental consciousness, but once every few months in winter it's such a treat. Travelling, just everything touristy, museums, anything like that. I think I've got too many hobbies to count, really. But that's the joys of life and life after recovery. My life isn't just revolved around food anymore, or cooking, or going to the grocery store, or reading labels, or counting calories. My life revolves nowadays around going on weekend trips, baking cake, chatting with friends, everything that actually matters to me. And these hand gestures really bring that point across, don't they? What are your favourite Netflix shows? My favourite Netflix show is probably Stranger Things, and it's a series that I wasn't bothered in the least to watch, but Tom forced me and then I loved it. So that's my favourite Netflix show. I also really enjoyed Money Heist, so good, and Elite, another Spanish one, also very good. And currently I'm watching Beef, which has been super weird, but also quite intriguing. If you have any of your own suggestions, whether books or series or anything like that, definitely let me know, because I'm always looking for suggestions. And those lists just keep growing indefinitely, but that's fine. Right, for the last question for today, before I ramble on for way too long. Is there such a thing as too many sweets and chocolates during anorexia recovery? Simple answer, no. Longer answer, if you are craving these foods, or if these foods are fear food to you right now, having them whenever you want to, whenever you can, is the best thing that you can do. Because every time you have this food, you are reinforcing to your body that you are listening to its cravings. The eating disorder has no say in this, and nourishing your body is the most important thing to you. You are putting your health first. So with every decision to eat another cake or another chocolate bar or another spoonful of peanut butter, whatever it is that you're craving, you are getting closer to recovery. You are getting closer to that trust in your body and your body trusting you. So no, there's no such thing as too much. I hope that answered some of your questions. I'm hoping to do a few more of these in the future, maybe do another Q&A live. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, give this video a thumbs up, leave any more of your questions below, and whilst you're down there, check out my link to Anna Louisa, one-to-one coaching, and anything else that floats your boat. Take really good care. See you soon. Bye-bye.